Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are rediving deep into a topic that is an absolute game changer for your English fluency, giving and receiving effective feedback. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Feedback. Isn't that just correcting someone's grammar? Well, not exactly. We're going to move way beyond that, exploring how the right kind of feedback can supercharge your learning and boost your confidence like nothing else. So, what's the problem with the old way of just pointing out mistakes? Imagine you're having a great conversation, you're in the flow, and suddenly someone stops you mid-sentence. No, it's not "I go to the cinema yesterday," it's "I went."
Trust me.
The flow is broken. You might feel a little embarrassed, maybe even hesitant to continue speaking. This kind of interruption, while well-intentioned, often does more harm than good. It prioritizes accuracy over communication and can create a real fear of making mistakes, which is the biggest enemy of language learning. Instead of being the grammar police, let's aim to become language coaches. A coach doesn't just shout corrections from the sidelines. Coach observes, understands the player's goals, and offers strategic advice at the right moment to help them improve. This is the core of what I call the feedback mindset. It's about shifting from what's wrong to how can I help this person communicate their idea more effectively and confidently. It's a mindset rooted in empathy, patience, and a genuine desire to support someone's growth. So how do we put this into practice? Let's start with the art of strategic phrasing. The words you choose can make all the difference. Instead of a blunt "that's wrong," try something more encouraging. For example, if your friend says, "I'm very enjoying this party," you could respond with, "I'm really enjoying it too." It's a great way to say it. Another common way you'll hear people say it is, "I'm really enjoying this party." Notice the difference? You affirmed their meaning first, shared the correct version gently, and framed it as an alternative, not a direct correction. This is so much less intimidating. Another powerful technique is the question method. Let's go back to our cinema example. Your friend says, "I go to the cinema yesterday." Instead of correcting them, you could ask a clarifying question like, "Oh, you went yesterday. What did you see?" By using the correct verb "went" in your question, you're modeling the right grammar in a completely natural, conversational way. Your friend hears the correct form and context, processes it, and is likely to self-correct without even realizing they're being taught. This is incredibly effective because it empowers the learner to discover the rule on their own. Now let's talk about timing. Timing is everything. Interrupting someone constantly is a surefire way to kill a conversation. A great rule of thumb is to save feedback for after the person has finished their thought or story. Let them get their ideas out. Prioritize understanding their message first. If there's a recurring error that's really hindering communication, you can address it later. You could say something like, "That was a great story." One thing I've noticed that might help you sound even more natural is the past tense. For things that happened yesterday, we use words like went or saw. Want to practice that for a minute? This approach respects the speaker and turns the feedback into a collaborative learning session rather than a test. Another key component is focusing on patterns, not just single mistakes. If your friend consistently mixes up he and she, that's a pattern worth addressing. A one-off slip of the tongue, it's probably best to let it go. Constantly pointing out every tiny error is exhausting for both of you and completely misses the bigger picture. Focus your coaching efforts on the errors that have the biggest impact on clarity. Is it verb tenses, prepositions, pronunciation of a key sound? Pick one or two things to work on at a time. This targeted approach prevents overwhelm and leads to much faster, more noticeable improvement. And this brings us to a crucial point: active listening. To give great feedback, you first have to be a great listener. Pay attention not just to the words being said, but the intention behind them. What is this person trying to express? Where are they struggling? Active listening allows you to understand their specific challenges and tailor your feedback accordingly. It shows you respect them as a communication partner, which builds the trust necessary for them to be open to your suggestions. When someone feels heard and understood, they're far more receptive to guidance. Now let's flip the script. How do you ask for feedback? Being proactive is a superpower. Don't wait for people to correct you. Ask for what you need. You can be specific. For instance, say to a trusted friend or language partner, "Hey, I'm really working on my use of prepositions. If you notice me making a mistake with in, on, or at, could you let me know after I finish my story? This gives them permission to help you and directs their attention to your specific goal. It makes the whole process a team effort. You could also ask broader questions like, did that make sense? Or is there a more natural way I could have said that? This opens the door for helpful advice in a very low-pressure way. When you receive feedback, your mindset is just as important. Try to see it as a gift, not a criticism. If someone has taken the time to help you improve, say thank you. Even if the feedback isn't delivered perfectly, don't get defensive or make excuses. Just listen, absorb it, and if it's helpful, try to apply it. Remember, every piece of feedback is a data point that helps you get closer to your goal of confident, fluent communication. The more you welcome it, the faster you will grow. It's about progress, not perfection. Let's summarize our key strategies for becoming a master of feedback. First, adopt a language coach mindset, focusing on support, not just correction. Second, use strategic phrasing like offering alternatives instead of saying wrong. Third, try the question method to guide your partner to self-correct. Fourth, get the timing right, wait for a natural pause, and don't interrupt the flow. Fifth, focus on patterns, not every single mistake. Sixth, practice active listening to build trust and understand their needs. And finally, when you're the learner, be proactive in asking for specific feedback and be gracious in receiving it. By integrating these techniques, you'll transform your conversations. They'll no longer be scary tests of your English ability, but dynamic, supportive environments for real growth. You'll build stronger connections with your language partners and find that your confidence in speaking English skyrockets. You'll start to see mistakes not as failures, but as stepping stones on your path to mastery. And that, my friends, is the real secret to becoming a fluent, confident, and happy English speaker. Thank you so much for watching today. Hope you found these tips helpful. Try putting one or two of them into practice this week and let me know how it goes in the comments below. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to giving or receiving feedback? I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content to help you on your English journey. See you in the next one.